Peace and light, family. I hope that you are well. So I wanted to take some time because I really felt led. I felt led to create a video about finances, right? I find that finances is a common struggle for a lot of people. And I have been blessed to gain a lot of knowledge on how to manage finances, and on top of how to manage it, but how to manage it in a way that you are prospering financially. So this particular video is going to be about how I managed to save $10,000 in less than a year. Yes, I saved $10,000 in less than a year. So I'm going to give a few tips on how I saved the money, but first let me give a little background information. So I was a teacher for the New York City Department of Education. And if you know anything about teachers, you know teachers do not make that much money. And if you know anything about New York, you know that the cost of living in New York is crazy, okay? So I was definitely in a space where it was very difficult for me to save money, and I couldn't figure out why, but I knew that I was ready to leave my job. I was ready to move on. I needed a break, and I wanted to save some money so that I can take some time off from working. So I had to strategically start thinking of ways that I could be able to make more money and to save more money. So these are going to be a few tips that I give on how I did that. And it allowed me to save $10,000 in less than a year. So let's get started. So tip number one, the first thing that I did was I immediately began to cut back. Once again, the cost of living in New York is crazy. So I had to be what my family likes to call me Frugal Fancy. Frugal Fancy just means that I am very cheap. I am very cheap. However, I still like to be fancy about it, okay? And how do I do that? I thrift all of my clothes. Thrift shopping is my thing. Y'all, this lock is not giving me a break. Okay. I thrift all of my clothes. Thrift shopping is my thing. I go thrift shopping not too often, but anytime I feel like I need to shop or I need something new, the thrift store is the first place that I go. Goodwills, not too many consignment shops, because consignment shops still be expensive. They just put a little discount on the clothes, but they don't be cheap. But if you go to like a Goodwill or any other thrift store, you can find pants for $5, $5 to $6. Shirts sometimes will be $2.99, $3.99. You can get really good deals at the thrift store. Some of my best pieces, including this denim jacket that I have on right now, have come from the thrift store. So that is the way that I was able to still be cute, still dressed fly, but it was cheap, thrifted clothes. Sometimes I would have on full fly outfits and it would be under $20 that I paid for the entire outfit. Thrifting was number one. Couponing number two. I would constantly coupon. I was always looking for discounts online, always looking for coupon codes, so on and so forth. If I knew that I needed an item, like I love to paint, I love art, so I would get canvas, and if I'm going shopping for canvas, I'm going to Google canvas coupons on canvases, Michael's coupons, Target coupons, so on and so forth. I'm always looking in the circulars for discounts and all that stuff. So always use coupons if you're trying to be frugal fancy. Another thing I was doing to be frugal fancy is when I would shop for groceries, I would go to the discount grocery stores like Aldi's, like Trader Joe's. And I would get healthy, good items, but at a low cost. Anyone who knows anything about Whole Foods, you know, they call it whole dollar, whole check, whole price. Okay, Whole Foods is very expensive, but a more cheap alternative, but still offers good options, is Trader Joe's. So I would be frugal fancy. I'm still getting my healthy, organic items, but I'm getting it from a discount store like Trader Joe's or Aldi's, right? So if you don't have a Trader Joe's or Aldi's in your neighborhood, please order your groceries offline. Order things that you can offline. You may not, definitely, I wouldn't order refrigerated items. But like cabinet stuff, like crackers, peanut butter, stuff like that, I'm ordering it offline, Walmart.com, Amazon.com, so on and so forth. You can get much cheaper items off the internet, usually more than you'll get it off out of the grocery store, excuse me. Another thing is, like, if you like a certain brand, go to their website and they may be having a sale. For example, you can buy Jif peanut butter off of the Jiffy website. You can, not Jiffy, but the Jif website. You can buy like Ritz crackers off of the Ritz website. And sometimes they'll have surplus sales where if you get like multiple boxes or something, then you can get it at a cheaper price. So just be mindful of that. Once again, that is tip number 1. I was frugal fancy. So tip number 1 of how I saved $10,000 in less than a year, frugal fancy, by thrifting, couponing, discounting, going to discount stores, all of that stuff. Tip number 2 on how I was able to save $10,000 in less than a year. You guys, please listen very closely to this tip. I saved all of my change. Anytime I would break a $5 bill or a $10 bill and I would get ones back, I would save my ones. Ones and coins add up. Do not spend your ones if you can help it. Do not spend your ones. This is a tool. Well, all of these tips and tools I definitely still use because I'm still in the process of saving. But this is a tool that I rely on heavily. I save my change. And I save my change in multiple ways. Once again, number 1, anytime I break a 5 or a 10 or any bill and I get ones back, I save the ones. So I literally have like ones stacked up under some canvas that I don't have like a piggy bank or nothing, so I just put it under some canvas, okay? Ghetto once again. But it's my it's my little bank account, you know? But I literally have some ones saved under some canvas. I have all of my coins in a jar on my altar. So I literally save all of my change. Any coins I get, any ones I get, I save it. And that adds up. By the end of the year, y'all, I had over $200 in ones saved up. Ones and coins saved up. It came in handy. And 200 out of 10,000 may not seem like a lot, but if you view it that way, then that is what you will have. You will not have much. You have to understand that every single dollar counts, and it does. Every single penny counts because it does. $10,000 is hella pennies added up. Hella ones added up, okay? So you have to think that every coin counts. So save every single coin that you can. Another way that I was able to save my change is I bank with Bank of America. I'm probably telling too much of my business, but hey, we family. So I bank with Bank of America, and they have this option called the Keep the Change. And I opted into keeping the change. And essentially what Keep the Change is every time you make a purchase using your debit card, it rounds it up to the nearest dollar, and the excess change goes into your savings account. So once again, keep the change. Every time you make a purchase, for example, if I go to the store and I purchase something for $3.49, that extra 51 cents, it'll round it up to $4, and that extra 51 cents goes straight into my savings account. So I did keep the change. So not only was I saving the change from like physical bills that I was breaking and spending, I was also saving the change every time I swipe my debit card. And that adds up, you guys. So if you have a keep the change option with your bank, keep the change. So quick review. Tip 1, Frugal Fancy. Tip 2, keep the change. My last and final tip was, and this is a big one, you guys, and I know, before I even say it, I know that it may not be easy for a lot of people, and you may be like, how am I going to do this? But I am literally going to create another whole separate video about how I did this. But tip 3, listen closely. I generated multiple streams of income. I generated multiple streams of income. This was a huge step on how I saved $10,000 in less than a year. I generated multiple streams of income. Remember, at the very beginning of the video, I told you guys that I was at the time was a teacher for the New York City Department of Education. wasn't making much money. At the very beginning of 2018, I became a licensed doula. So I found a doula scholarship course. I got a scholarship to take a doula course where it was completely paid for. It was free. I took the course, got licensed, and started practice. Because I became a licensed doula, I was able to eventually start getting paid from doing doula work. So essentially what happened was, took the course, got licensed, started taking clients, and outside of working as a teacher, when I would get off work, I would go visit clients. Sometimes on my lunch break, when I was teaching, I would go visit clients or have clients meet me up at my job, which, because that's kind of illegal in the DOE. But I would have clients meet me up at my job, and I would see them and check in with them. Then I would do like a lot of phone calls, and that became another stream of income. Another stream of income that I generated, so the teaching income, the doula income, another stream of income that I was generating was I started doing spiritual readings. So I do spiritual readings for private clients, and I do it, as they come, and if my spirit leads me to. And I don't charge a specific amount. I just take donations. And I was getting abundantly blessed with donations. I was manifesting a buku amount of money. Like, I would just put the energy out there, put everything I had into the spiritual readings, and I would be blessed with pretty good donations. And that became another stream of income. So teaching, doula work, spiritual readings. And then my fourth stream of income started when I started doing a summer program. So aside from just teaching, doing doula work and spiritual readings, I started teaching for an extra summer program outside of the New York City Department of Education, where I was paid a good amount of money. And when I say good amount of money, I mean about $5,000 to do this summer program. And it was a 6-week program. I was the site coordinator for the program, and I was paid great money to do that. So 5 of the $10,000 came from that summer program. If you want more information about that summer program, ask me in the comments and I'll link you. I think that they are still currently taking I know for sure that they're currently taking applications. It's a nationwide program. So no matter where you go, no matter where you are in the country, I'm pretty sure that there's a site near you. They have over 50-something sites spread throughout the United States. So like I said, ask me in the comments and I'll definitely have no problem sharing that information. Find a spot near you. Matter of fact, I might put the website in the description just in case you want to check it out. But yes, so that became another huge stream of income for me. And altogether, this is how I saved the $10,000. So having these 4 to 5 different streams of income, making sure that I was being super duper frugal fancy, being cheap, thrifting, all of that stuff, couponing, everything. And then also making sure that I was saving my change. Every bit of change I was able to save, both via debit card and physical money, is how I was able to save that amount of money. And honestly, you guys, the biggest tip that I can give when it comes to saving, and this will be the final tip. I gave you 3. This will be the final tip, and this is like a bonus. Anytime you get a check, and I know people always say this, but and I know that it may not be easy, but anytime you get a check, please save at least $5, $10, or $20 from that check. It may not sound like a lot right now, but if you save, let's say, $50 per check, that's $100 a month. By the end of the year, you have saved $1,200. That's a good amount of money. It may not be $10,000, but $1,200 is a good amount of money. There was multiple years that I was only saving from when I started teaching with the DOE. Before I started generating multiple streams of income, I was only saving $100 a month, and me saving that $100 a month, by the end of the year, I would have $1,200. The next year, I got $2,400. The next year, I would have $3,600. And I was literally saving that way for a long time. And the key thing with saving money, I guess this is another, y'all must stop counting the tips, okay? Because I just be advising. I'll just be telling everything. But literally, a key way that I was able to save money is I did not touch it. Do not touch it. It's not saved if you keep dipping in it and spending it. You have to just act like the money is not there. So do not touch the money for any means. Don't Touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. It is not saved if you keep dipping in it. To save something means to hold on to it. So you have to just put the money in a savings account, put it in the piggy bank, put it up under some canvas in your room like I do. Okay? But no matter how you choose to save it, the key is do not touch the money. Okay? That is how you save. So I just dropped a lot of tips on how I saved $10,000 in less than a year. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'm going to do a few more videos about like how I became financially established and prosperous, thank God. I definitely like how I built my credit score, starting from the ground up, how when my credit score dipped, the work that I put in to repair it. So I'm going to do another video about like building credit. Also, I'll do a separate video once again about generating multiple streams of income. And then I'll probably do another video about building a business, because I also have a small business, an LLC. So I'll do another video about that. If you have any other questions or any video requests, please leave them in the comments below. I'm posting like almost every day now, or every other day at least, but I'm posting multiple times a week just because I always constantly get ideas in my mind about information I want to share. And my intentions with my YouTube channel is just to share this information and share this knowledge, because I feel like it can help a lot of people. It has definitely helped me. So if you have any questions or comments, any video requests, leave it below. And if I have knowledge on it or information on it, I am going to share it. Okay? Much peace and light, y'all. Thank you for subscribing. I thank you for all of your support. Love and light, y'all.